For this episode, I took a taxi from the northern town Tela to the Garífuna community known as Tornabé. Garífunas are ethically an Afro-Indigenous community that was exiled to Honduras in the 1800s due to the then prevalent slave trade. The Garífunas settled on the Caribbean coast, mostly in Belize, Guatemala, and Honduras. They speak their own language, have their own cultural proceedings and structures. These communities are usually relatively remote and socially and economically marginalized and isolated from the wider economic development within the country. In Tornabé, I met up with Alejandro Andino, who is the community leader and former spokesperson for the Garífuna people of the region. He tells me that especially during the winter, the rains and winds have become more unpredictable and stronger, which paralyzes social life and damages the community. He took me to some of the houses that were completely flooded. The heavy rainfall also greatly affects the soil and subsequently crops on which the community heavily depend. Usually, he says the men go fishing while the women tend to the crops, but neither is possible due to the heavy weather extremes. We passed a flooded football field that is at the center of the community and serves as a socializing platform for everyone on weekends. Also seeing many kids running around the community due to the flooding of a school nearby, which has halted education for an unclear period of time. While we walked through the community, we ran into a capacity building event organized by the World Food Program. The World Food Program offers a class on how to set up a micro business to the local organization known as Mariposas Garífunas, meaning the Garífuna butterflies. They are a group compiled of only women, many of whom are single mothers trying to provide for their children. This training on how to run your own micro business is designed to reactivate the local economy in the Garífuna communities. However, the Garífuna women complain that the businesses they are intending to run after this training are mostly based on natural resources such as coconut, yuca, which is a root-type vegetable that is cooked and eaten like a potato, and finally fish, all of which are slowly fading away due to the gradual increase of extreme weather conditions. Eliazar, the head of the World Food Program's training project in Tornabé, confirms that the extreme weather conditions have greatly affected food security in the Garífuna communities. He expects these conditions to only worsen throughout the months and reach a critical point during summer. As well, in combination with a gradual sea level rise that threatens critical tourism infrastructure, the income and the commerce within the communities will further be limited. In our further little stroll through the community, Alejandro Andino tells me that many in the community have left and moved illegally to the US due to the worsening conditions. Many families in this community live from remittances. The latest person to leave the community is a taxi driver who left his taxi, family, and home behind in order to find opportunities up north that he couldn't find in his community.